Hi, I'm Dan. Welcome to my shop. Thanks for purchasing a headboard. Let's get it set up. So first order of business is to open up, remove the headboard from its packaging. I think best would be to put it on a bed in the bedroom where it'll be set up. Because to install these night tables, it'll be good for the ends to be hanging off of the bed. Let's do these night tables first. So we're going to turn the headboard so that one end is hanging off of the bed. These night tables are lettered A and B, and the grooves where they'll fit are also A and B, so we'll find the one that corresponds. This is B. If I look underneath, there's a B here as well. The curved side will face out, and there's a little joint to cover the end of the slot, and that'll face in. You'll find a packet of hardware with some screws. Take 4 of these 2.5-inch screws and just drop them through the holes. We'll orient this so that the B is facing the B. The curved side is on the outside, and any writing will be facing down. And we'll locate the 4 screws into the 4 holes that are on the edge of this night table. I like to get them started by hand. Now it's okay to use a screw gun if you want, but don't tighten them all the way. Do finish this off with a driver, a hand driver. And we'll finish by tightening by hand. You want these screws nice and tight so that there's no looseness whatsoever in that night table. Now for the purpose of this video and the mounting, I'm going to remove this so that I can lay it flat. But there's no need to remove this after you've installed them. Just leave it crosswise on your bed, hanging over in the air like this. Okay, here comes the mounting part. So basically what we'll do is find a vertical line that'll match the center of your bed, and then we're going to mount the mounting hardware at the right height off of the floor. This will be the mounting hardware. This is called a French cleat. It is a piece of wood that's cut at an angle. And the way this works is that there's another piece of wood with a corresponding angle on the inside of the headboard. So the headboard has an angle like this, and we'll be mounting this piece on the wall. They'll click together and make a nice solid lock for the headboard to sit on. First we'll find that center line. You should measure the center of your bed, and I like to mark that with a piece of masking tape and then draw a little arrow to show which edge of the masking tape is your mark. That's going to be the center. And now what we need to do is find the height, and then we'll bring that center line up to the horizontal line that we'll draw for the height. You need to decide how high you'd like your night tables to be. I like them to be 6 inches above the mattress. If that sounds good to you, what you can do is mark where the mattress ends on the wall. You can use a piece of tape for that. Measure 6 inches up with a tape measure. Put another piece of tape at that 6-inch mark, and that'll be your night table mark. And then since these vary from piece to piece, I will write the measurement that you need for this particular headboard above that night table mark to hang this hardware. So in this case it says mount this edge 7.5 inches above desired night table height. So we've got the night table height. That was the mattress height plus 6 inches. There's a little mark on the wall. Now we're going to measure 7.5 inches above that and make a mark on the wall. This doesn't need to be taped. This will be completely covered, so it's fine to just use a pencil and mark. That's our final mounting hardware height. That line that you've just drawn, 7.5 inches above the night table, is where the bottom of this mounting hardware is going to be located. Next order of business is going to be to extend that center line up. So what I like to do, if you have a very long level, that's perfect. If you have a shorter level, like I do here, if you have a shorter level, you can put it up against this stick. Locate the bottom of the stick on your midpoint mark, or some part of the stick on your midpoint mark, and adjust it so that it's plumb, and we'll draw that midpoint mark right at the level of the mounting hardware horizontal. This has the center line mark, so you'll put this center line over the center line that you've just drawn. Get it level at the height that this will be on that line you've drawn, the bottom edge. And we need to level this. So we'll level it with a ruler. This is where two people come in handy. One person holds it and the other person strikes a line the whole length of this mounting hardware. So when you put this back down, you'll have your wall with a horizontal line that's exactly this long and that's centered on the center line of where you want the bed to be. Mounting this hardware on the wall depends a little bit on your wall. If you've got a solid wall, brick wall, or some other form of solid wall, it's okay to use the included plastic anchors. I included 8. Mark off 8 holes, drill your holes, put your plastic anchors in, and screw this straight on. Sort of an unlikely situation. More likely is you have a sheetrock wall with studs. You should be able to locate 3 studs along the length of this mounting hardware. So that would be ideal. You'll locate your 3 studs and you'll use these screws without the plastic anchors straight into the stud. I would also like you to put 1 or 2 more plastic anchors. 3 is not enough, even if they're in the studs. So you'll locate those and maybe add the 2 end holes or add another hole or 2. I don't expect you to use all of these holes. I've made a lot so that you can sort of find your stud and use the one that falls on your stud. If none of these holes falls on a stud falls right in the middle and it's really important that the center of the bed be right there, it's fine to drill another hole in this wood. Just make sure that the hole you drill is countersunk so that the screw head is flush to the wood. It cannot be protruding like that. And make sure the screw head is below the level of the surface of the wood if you're going to drill more holes. Finding studs, you can check out a YouTube video for that, but quickly, they're 16 inches apart. So if you measure from the corner of your room 16 inches, you should be able to find the stud. As you can use a stud finder, find where those studs are. Whatever method you want to use. If you've got any questions, do feel free to call me and I can walk you through this more specifically. And we'll mount this with either 8 plastic anchors or say 3 studs and 1 or 2 extra plastic anchors. Once that's mounted on the wall, this is that up-facing part of the French cleat, and the headboard already has the down-facing part that clips into it. So now it's just a matter of 2 people lifting up this headboard, sliding it over this. There's a depression on the back side of the headboard, and letting it drop down where it'll click into place and hold firm. Before you really click it into place, make sure that you've got the center sort of aligned to the center of the headboard, because there is some play here inside the headboard. I've left it to make it easier to mount. You've got a couple inches to be able to readjust. Also, in case this isn't exactly in the center when you mount it, you've got a few inches to adjust. Just make sure you make those adjustments before pulling it all the way down. And then put quite a bit of force down, push it into place, get it level, and that's all it takes. And it'll be great like that. So do enjoy your new headboard. If you have any issues, give me a call. Take care.